Gagoda not safely under the ball, but no harm done. Sheikh there to recover. There you go, Basu Karunatilaka. Lot is expected from Basu. Still got a couple of years left in him.
He's a big lad, carries the ball well. And this is Saindra Ratwatha with his first kick of the day. Thomian's well prepared for it. The winger's under the ball, and they've got some space now. Great tackle by the number 5 for Trinity there. Devin Jayasinghe tries to put it through, but it bounces nicely into the hands of Hisham Singalaksana. Trinity with turnover ball. They're dangerous from here. They've got to get it wide. Sheikh waits, but they bring it back inside.
Basu once again carrying the ball as he's known to do. But I think it's turnover. Yes, it is. Stolen by STC.
Well turned over by the Thomian team there.
Trying to get the backs involved here, St. Thomas's, but defense good enough. Trying to employ the box kick, not successful. Once again, the defense up to the mark. And pressure being applied. Shanak, you got to forget all this jazz about this not being a league encounter and all that. A lot of passion and heart goes into the encounter between these two schools. A lot of history between the two schools.
A lot of mutual respect between the teams as we see Harlik Wadu taking it on. He's got men on his outside. This is Gira Gama coming in off his wing. Durek Aluviara takes it on. St. Thomas is lucky to escape there. Wadu a little bit slow, but this is space on the outside for the wing 3-corner. No.
Unfortunate there, just slipping the ground.
Trying to rumble it through the middle. Harlik Wadu trying to take it over himself. And try, says the referee. So the first score for Trinity College in the corner. A wonderful try. Harlik Wadud was the man who carried the ball over there. I think he had some help from his friends once he fell over. But a great start for Trinity. They've got the Thomian defense in absolute shreds. And out wide, they're looking very, very dangerous, Anup. Just as I predicted yesterday, they're going to have a tough time, St. Thomas's, containing this back three of Trinity College.
Yeah, a lot is expected from Durek Aluviare, Giragama and Harlik Wadud in particular. Aluviare has promised a lot, but yet to show his true colours per se. He's had quite a quiet season, but Sheikh taking on the responsibilities of converting this try.
Any particular reason for that, Anup? Because Sarindra Ratwatha is your designated first choice place kicker, but a nice try by Sanchana Sheikh there. Got a couple more years left in him, or at least one more year left in him in the Trinity College colours. A very young backline, and looks like they know exactly how to play the game. There was some nice quick ball out to the outside backs and some good exploitation of space. St. Thomas is not looking like they know exactly how to organize themselves in defense, which is surprising because Coach Grant Dwyer is someone who places a lot of importance on the fringe defense. Your numbers out wide and matching up numbers to make sure your defensive organization is good. So I'm sure they will come back from that early try which has rattled them a little bit and try and make inroads into this Trinity defense by keeping the ball in hand a bit. First penalty for them, so they get a chance to go deep into the 22. Jayasinghe will look to the post, or he will look to the corner for a line out, and St. Thomas's will get a chance to reply.
I think it's a good call by Jayasinghe.
That's a mark.
Important to hit back immediately, especially in a game like this. St. Thomas is obviously not having the same sort of confidence that Trinity do, being an A-division side, being unbeaten so far in the league. St. Thomas is also unbeaten in their version of the Division 1B segment, but not playing the same quality opposition, and they will want to show that they're ready for A-division rugby next year, should they win the B segment this year. So it's really important that they get points on the board and get some confidence, because they can mix it with these big boys, and that's what they need to tell each other, and they need to find out for themselves. So Devin Jayasinghe with a very important kick in this 6th minute of the first half.
Looks good, but no, not to be.
You could tell it wasn't good from the crowd that was gathered just behind Devin. It's a little bit of a problem that we have seen for him over the course of the last year or so. He snatches at the ball when he kicks it. His leg speed is very fast, so he doesn't really give himself a lot of time and a lot of follow-through. So accuracy is always going to be a problem for him.
An opportunity for Sarinda to get some ground, gain some ground for trading. Was high and long. Nobody under. But a good bounce and
Knock for Bablu.
That was
simple as it is, okay?
Yeah, that's a shocking mistake, and that's what I was talking about, confidence. That kick going over would have made sure that ball was caught. And with that kick not going over, you know he's having his best day, and you know he's your best player. So obviously under the court early on with a 5-pointer against them, that's the sort of confidence and pressure this inexperienced Soviet side is going to feel all afternoon today. And they're a very young side. Both these teams actually have quite a few players who can play next year. So that's something that is good for the future. But at the moment, St. Thomas is clearly the more inexperienced team.
Changing numbers for the Red Bull and Blue and the next couple
Forward. Dominate.
Good defensive alignment there for the Tomians. Coming up quickly in defense. Aluvihara not able to hold on to the ball in that first up tackle. That's good to see. This is what I said earlier, Anup, that the ground wire plays a lot of emphasis on the defensive organization. It's good to see St. Thomas is organized at the first phase. What had them in trouble earlier on was their defensive organization in the second and third phase. And that's something that they will have to work on as the season goes on.
The ball is not in. You're not shoving. Okay?
A couple of changes in the Red, Gold and Blue for number 8. The two Pereiras have gone out as number 8 and number 9. We have Alaha Khan playing number 8 and Ridhi Maliad doing the linkman's job. Scrum down St. Thomas's.
Alaha Khan looks to have a little bit more energy than the man who played there before, Ashan Pereira.
Quite true, Shanaka. I wasn't impressed with Ashan Pereira's display over the last couple of games. Ratwat with ball in hand, offloads to Aluvihara.
Aluvihara taken down in a tackle by Jayasinghe. Trying to drag him out, but referee Ishad Carter says no, the ball was in.
Ratwat looking for support. Singalaksana now on his own. Needs support.
Good leg drive by Singalaksana.
Drop goal attempted and gone astray, and Singalaksana doesn't seem to like it, but what's done is done.
Yes, not a great option by Ratwata there. I think he's trying to get some points on the board and trying to get a little bit of a cushion, but I don't think that was the right option. They had Tomians under pressure there, and they had numbers over on the outside. Should have stretched them a little bit, but unfortunately it didn't look like the right call for him to make.
Big kick right down the center by Devin. His counterpart there to clean up. Wadood trying to go on his own, but marked well. Brilliant work there in defense.
Oh, that's a tough call there. Tough call. It's a right call, but it's a tough call. You can see that replay. It was really a very good bit of snuffling work in the ruck, but just a fraction too late. The absolutely correct call by referee Dimitri Gunasekara, but you have to feel for the player who thought he had a turnover there. So penalty conceded once again by St. Thomas's, the first penalty that they have conceded.
You have to agree, referee Dimitri is in the top of his game. He's been superb throughout the season, and it's just every game by game, he's just improving, and it's brilliant to see.
St. Thomas is having a player down in back play. Their number 7 is down, I think, with an ankle problem, and that's going to be a little bit of an issue. They're going to have to replace him. So that's the blindside flanker. He's wearing the open side number but playing on the blind side.
He seems to be down for the count, Shanaka. Medics running in.
Yeah, he doesn't seem to be too happy. Why would he be? It looks pretty bad. Seems to be in quite a bit of pain.
And you can see the replacement almost ready to warm up and join the team. In fact, he just waltzed in. So that's not good news for St. Thomas's.
Not at all. Player down already. And especially with the inexperience in this side, they don't need any more injuries, especially not to important players like their third row.
Line out ball. Sakala Surya. Number 2 has been a bit of a problem for Trinity. The hooker hasn't been that accurate with his throws throughout the season. One area that I'm sure Neil has been working on. Cut out pass there, but not the best of passes. Here's an opportunity. Foul play, you'd say? I don't think so.
No, it was just a little bit of a tangle of boots there. Harlik Wadud and the Tomian number 12 entangled in each other's bootlaces. Nothing
Golden
more than
opportunity
that.
though.
Yes, it seems to be a little bit of a problem that Trinity are having, because the defense, especially the number 12 for St. Thomas, is coming up very fast. Good tactical awareness there by coaches Jeevan and Gunatilaka and Grant Dwyer to know that that's where they've got to cut it off. Tharindra Ratwata has yet to develop the running aspect of his game to his full potential. I think every other aspect of him is going really well. But you know that the danger men are Aluvihara and Giragama, and St. Thomas's are trying to cut it off before it gets to them. Good scrum by Trinity, but nicely broken away by the number 8. This is space on the outside.
Good covering defense there. Once again, Allah Khan coming into the fray.
Good cover defense on the winger. He had the right idea to come back inside, but you've got to see a little bit better ball retention from these teams. It's really not good enough from either team. Trinity have been more guilty, in fact, probably because they've had more ball of dropping the ball in contact. But St. Thomas's also have not been fantastic in retaining the ball. So let's see what they do here. Trinity will look to run it. That's what they're shaping up for. Good scrum once again. But ball not hooked, says the referee, out of the same channel. So it looked to be a good scrum to start with, but then somehow one of the second rows in the Trinity scrum kicked it back, and that can be very dangerous.
Referee having a quiet word with the packs there. Ridhim Aliyadda feeds it in. Clean ball out. Ratwata not the best of passes, but collects it. Giragama held up.
Again,
Space
fantastic
on the
defense.
Outside. Space on the outside. This is Aluvihara. This is what he's known to do. Good speed on the outside, but good defense in the same go. And there now, fullback nowhere to be seen. Samarasekara somehow finding himself in the right place at the right time. Sakala Surya looking for support, finds Basu Karunatilaka, goes to ground. Vidimali
Again,
the offloads.
Trinity have the numbers on the outside.
Alakon wants to go on his own, held up.
Ball lost forward. This is numbers for Devin Jasingh. Puts a nice little chip kick through for the chase.
Sheikh there to collect, but pressure on him. He needs support. But referee brings play back.
That was good advantage played by referee Dimitri Gunasekara there. He tried to see whether that knock-on will yield something for Devin Jasingh, but Jasing's chip kick not having the expected results for him, so referee brings it back. That's good continuity there. But again, ball retention in the tackle a problem. But before that phase, Anup, good work by Aluvihara and Girahagama, both playing well in the centres. Some good defense on Girahagama in the first up tackle, but still managed to get the ball away. Tharindra Ratwata looping around, and that's what I was talking about. His the other aspects of his game. He loops well, he supports well, he makes sure his distribution is top notch. But that running game, when he knows his centres are marked, he's got to take the ball up to the line a little bit better and release his third row forwards on his inside if he can. That's something that he really has to improve. But great work from Trinity and good desperate defense from St. Thomas's as well. Nice to see.
Yes, I mean, Aluvihara and Giragama are good centres, to be honest, but they're not up to the mark as what Tisila and Kanil were last year, and that's something that Tharindra will have to come to terms with when he decides his plays. Now, St. Thomas with ball in hand.
Ripped away nicely by Singalaksana there. Good strength in the tackle. Ripped the ball off the open side. But holding on, says the referee, Basu Karunatilaka, not helping his ball carrier there by falling all over him and not allowing him to release it.
Well, try getting rid of the ball when Basu's over you. I don't think that's possible. Well, looking for the three-pointer yet again. I think that's the way to go.
It's probably an easier kick for Jayasinghe given the way he kicks the ball. He kicks it very straight, Anup. He doesn't find that height and curve that usual kickers find. So he kicks it almost bullet straight. So this might really be an easier kick for him because the ball tends to come from the right post to the left post quite strongly. So this one, if he doesn't miss it to the left, might be one that goes straight through the middle. So let's hope and see.
And he doesn't seem a bloke who'd have a problem with distance. He's got quite a strong boot there. It's just the angles that matter given his technique.
Absolutely. He's very strong upper body, very strong in the legs as well. You see the way he snatches at it though, but it's through.
It's good enough. 3 points on the board for St. Thomas's. 5 points to 3, so nothing much to go by. And we are into the 16th minute.
Well, Trinity have all played all the rugby, Anup. They've played 16 minutes of very good rugby, and they're only up by 2 points on the board. I think St. Thomas's should count themselves very lucky that it's only a 2-point differential at the moment. But both teams have been guilty of dropping the ball in contact. Trinity all the more so, and there's been some good desperate defense. You can see St. Thomas's are up for this. Their heads fell a little bit when they conceded that 5-point early on, but they've come back into the game and they see that they can compete. So I think we're going to be in for a nice hours rugby, Anu.
Yeah, they managed to keep playing the Trinity half for good 8 minutes of the 16. So that says a lot about the Tomian defense. Now looking for numbers. Basu to Giragama to Aluvihare, has space on the outside, but good covering defense there by Devin. Captain's omnipresent for St. Thomas's. Sakala Surya carrying the ball goes loose.
Offside, says the referee. Offside at the fringes.
We'll look for the quick tap. Ridhi Maliadda, yes, he's looking to run. Opso Basu, big hit. We'll look for the outside, or to go by himself by the looks of it.
It's not a bad option by Singalaksana there. They're almost over.
I think he is over.
Yes, he is.
Yes, he is. Who comes out? I think it is Samarasekara. In fact, Rangala has scored for Trinity. So good response by the Trinitians, wasting no time, absolutely no time in getting back on the scoreboard. Really important, irrespective of what the game is, to reply when your opponents score.
Absolutely, and that's again the sign of inexperience, Anup. You saw the restart for St. Thomas as an absolute shambles. There have been 2 restarts that they have just not been able to deal with at all well, and that's something that's going to upset them. That's something that A division schools and B division schools will have a bit of a difference against. You can see Coach Dwa and Gunatilaka have been doing a lot of work, but they haven't had enough time, as we see that kick rebounding off the upright for Sanchana Sheikh, so not having much luck with the boot. But again, that restart really a bit of a shocker. Sheikh powering that one, but straight into the upright.
I think in all honesty, Trinity really need to look at the place kicker. Ratwata didn't have a good go at it. Sheikh doesn't seem to be any different. I've heard that Naresh Pereira has something to offer, but he's not in the starting 15. So that's one area that Nilufa and Neil will have to work on. There will be games down the line where it will all boil down to how good the kicker is.
Well taken there by Ridhi Maliadda, but botched. Again, the restarts not being a good option for either school. Several restarts have really been messed up by both teams, and this is where teams are most vulnerable, Anup. I think the statistics will show that teams are most vulnerable, especially at a restart after they have scored. So that's something that all these teams will have to look at and make sure that they are not vulnerable. I don't know if you remember the game that Sri Lanka played against Kazakhstan. Shanal Dias scored a 50-meter try and came back and claimed a restart beautifully. That's the sort of concentration you've got to have at this level. You can't go to sleep until somebody else catches the ball.
Yeah, all the good work done by Ridhi Maliadda, thrown away by Talgahagoda. The sense of complacency that settles in once you scored.
Good channel one ball there for St. Thomas's.
Break
Number
there.
8 almost going all the way. A bootless tackle by Singalaksana there. St. Thomas is almost over. Yes, he is. Yes, that's a try. Oh no, it's a knock on, says the referee. It's been knocked on, but he's given a penalty. He's given a penalty. I'm not sure what the offense was, but it's a deliberate knockdown, says the referee. So he's given a penalty, and St. Thomas's are going for the try. If you can see that replay of the number 8 burst a little bit earlier on, I'll show you exactly why he's able to do it on that open side. It's a sneaky bit of play which the coaches have definitely devised, in that the number 9, the scrum half, blocks his opposite number, so the number 8 can break. So he's going to go on the open side this time. Singalaksana alive to the task, comes back inside nicely.
Golden opportunity here for St. Thomas's. Once again, penalties been given away. You can't afford to do that.
Well, it's a red zone, and referee Dimitri will have a word with the captain, and he'll tell them, look, that's 2 penalties in the 5-yard area, and if you concede another one, I'm going to reach for my pocket. So this is where Trinity have to keep their discipline, and it's good to see St. Thomas's responding immediately to that try scored by the Trinity College boys.
Yeah, that's one way to take a team by surprise, and wonderful to see number 8, and a lot of steam in him, a lot of pace.
Yeah, he's got a nice little step on the inside as well. He seems to be using that quite well. He's got a good burst that takes the flankers wide, and then he comes inside, but he's got to find a runner who's got that angle inside him. That's something that they are missing at the moment. He's got to stand up the defense. He doesn't need to do anything more. He's got to stand up those flankers and find a runner inside or outside, and they've definitely scored. That's where that number 9 has to come in, and that's something that they're missing at the moment. Maybe once it comes to Royal Thomian time, they would have sorted out all those issues, Anup. It's been since 2005 the St. Thomas's haven't won a Royal Thomian, so it's about time.
Well, they look good. Royal a bit rusty this season, and St. Thomas's playing quite a good game here this evening. Now looking for numbers on the outside. Easy does it.
That's
easy,
a beautiful score. Beautiful score, and so easily done by the Thomians. They didn't panic. They just sent it through the hands. A nice stand up by the fullback coming into the side. They brought the blindside winger into the. There we see the right winger diving over for a try, and it was a wonderful little piece of work from the number 8 as well, because he went twice, Anup. He went once on the left, he went once on the right, and this time he gave it out. So Trinity were expecting him to come at them again. They bunched up their defense towards the number 8, and they had space on the outside, nicely through the hands, and it's a great try for St. Thomas. It's a very well worked try and a good first phase attack from them.
It was very simple rugby. It's just a matter of creating an overlap, and it's the most basic way to do it that they did it, and it's just it's surprising that Trinity couldn't figure that out.
Well, it's actually quite surprising how easy it is to score tries if you just do your basics
simple.
right.
Exactly.
This one's missing to the left probably.
Let's wait and see. Not to be. Right through the middle.
Right through the middle. Thankfully he proved me wrong there. So Devin Jasinger with two slots, as against Sanchana Sheikh not having any slots. That means Trinity could have been leading 14-10 but found themselves on the board at 10 points all.
Got a good game on our hands, that's for sure. Once again, the defense, the backs for Trinity have been lacking. As if you remember the Dharmaraja game as well, the centers from Dharmaraja made an absolute mockery of the Trinity defense, and that's where I think Aluvihare and Giriagama lack when you compare them with the likes of Tisila and Canon.
Well, I think those two guys are special players. Anup will be difficult to replace, but I think they've done pretty well, all things considered, to replace them with Giragama and Aluvihara.
Good tackle there by Talga. Good pressure. He kept his eye on the man. He knew exactly where the kick was going.
One thing I can say about this Trinity third row, it's very mobile and it looks very strong, Anup. If you see the leg drive on all these players, Talgahagoda, Alahakon and indeed Singalaksana, they're wiry. They're not very big, but they're very wiry, and I think their power to weight ratio is fantastic. This is going to be a running move for Trinity by the looks of it. They've got Harlik Wadud in the line. They've got their left winger ready to come into the line as well. Ratwata spins it out to Giragama. Harlik Wadud, the ball is behind him, so he drops it. Not a great pass by Giragama there. Good desperate defense by the Thomians coming up quickly. Nice tackle there.
Big one.
They've lost about 10 yards.
Weighted the kick well, but under pressure once again, spilling it.
Thomian running it out of trouble, the Thomian fullback. That's a nice little run by him. Getting into his forwards and finding support. There's room on the outside if St. Thomas's want to run. But Jayasinghe will put it to his boot. That's a smart move. And he'll need to follow now.
Big boot, but Samarasekara.
They'll need to get up there. The chase is terrible for St. Thomas's. Really is. It's an absolute shocking chase.
Gunathilaka trying to step aside, but now Alvi Hare being held back. Ratwatte involved in the...
That's a good call by referee Dimitri Gunasekara, number 2 for St. Thomas's. Not really doing much. Just falling on the ball. And obstructing it coming out. So that was a shame. But again, a shocking kick chase, Anup. Devin Jayasinghe booted that far down the field, but he should have been the first one chasing it up. Because there were enough people back to watch the kick back to him.
It's a well-weighted kick as well. He had everything going for him, but the runners who were chasing it. And that's the difference between the two tiers. You wouldn't find that with, say, for instance, Science College or St. Peter's. A kick like that would have 3 people chasing right behind it. No questions asked.
That's no contest in the line out by St. Thomas's. Probably should be putting a little bit of pressure on Sakala Surya, as you were saying earlier, Anup. He hasn't been the most accurate. So a little bit of a referee calls an obstruction there, truck and trailer. And that's good news for St. Thomas's. The referee is policing that strongly, because it is a really important weapon for any big team to have in their armory. And if the referee is on your side defensively, that's very helpful.
Referee's been right on the money. Well, in the half an hour, close to half an hour that the game has been in progress. It's been really impressive. He's a fit bloke by the looks of it as well.
Oh yeah, he's absolutely fit. He's way ahead of any of the other refs on the beep test and the 2.4 kilometer runs that we do as fitness tests, Anup. He is way ahead of everyone else. Quick line out by St. Thomas's. Nicely done there. They've got ball now. This is a big number 12. He's done well for the Thora.
I think it's a good ploy to try and penetrate the Trinity centre.
Good ball, but a terrible pass by the number 2. But they've still got it. St. Thomas is spinning it back the other way. This is good work. Number 15 should have offloaded, but managed to keep the ball with him in that tip tackle. Nice work.
Looking for the boot, but bluffing there.
Jayasinghe looking for the dummy, but there's just not enough room. But St. Thomas's have retained it. That's great work from them. Offside surely in the line, but the referee says no play on. That was just good work, good timing from the Trinity defense. Nice work by the fullback once again.
Trinity defense unsettled by all means.
2 very important players for St. Thomas's, Devin Jayasinghe and the fullback here.
Big
but
hit there.
Again, static ball for St. Thomas's, not too good. Devin Jayasinghe
They need to looks for wide.
Looks for some space.
On the outside.
This is the try scorer. He goes down, but he's isolated. But good work from the number 12 to get there and support him.
And Giragama doing well not to commit himself into the ruck there.
Well, that was terrible work. The number 12 did so well, and then number 4 went in there. The ball was out of the ruck, and it's not a maul, son. If you've got the ball in your hand, you're going to get pummeled, and that's exactly what happened to him. So he knocked the ball on. A little bit of basic inexperience there from St. Thomas's. They do some good work, but undo it with a lot of terrible work as well.
I think it's been the order of the game so far from both teams. You find someone pulling up something brilliant out of the hat, and then his colleague would come and muck it up.
Absolutely. Let's see what the fullback does here. He's been good today. Nicely taken. Taken with confidence there.
Gunathilaka was giving chase, but tripped on his own foot.
That's not great work after he took it nicely. The fullback should have either run it back or put it up.
Devin once again
is back.
He's got a good boot, Shanaka. Very good boot.
But nice cover from Alahakon there, showing how well he reads the game. That's exactly what a number 8 should be doing. Ball was not taken back into the 22. So he could have kicked it full out, but Devin Jasinger will choose to do that now.
Bit of Wimbledon going on at this point.
And that's a lovely kick.
Brilliant.
Alakon should probably have covered that a little bit better. It bounced in the field of play. He should have been doing better and collecting that on the full. But now he has cost his team about 70 meters.
I think he was expecting good bounce. You can't expect that.
It's a rugby ball after all.
It's given the shape of the ball, you don't put your money down on anything.
Great work there by St. Thomas's to get into an attacking position. They'll want to put some pressure on this line out. I'd really like to see them contest it.
I think they will. I think the number 2 is...
Free kick, leaving the line out, says the referee. So a bit of shambles there. Single action and not really making the correct call. St. Thomas's take it quickly as they should and rumble it forward through their big number 1. Numbers for Jayasinghe on the outside.
Space on the outside. Space on the outside.
Finding the man on the inside. That went back, says the referee. Nice work there. Jayasinghe looks to tidy up once again. Stays on his feet beautifully.
Defense in tatters. Defense in tatters for Trinity. No one taking Jayasinghe. I don't know why.
Now this is where they need to find a little bit of direction. They've got to take this ball in. Nice work by the big prop.
Big hit there by the lock forward.
He's got a lot of heart, this boy. Nice loop around there. This is a number 12 who for me has been the player of the first half for both teams. Great ball retention by St. Thomas's. Good work by the number 8 giving it wide here. This is the fullback. Dummies. Finds a man on the inside.
Brilliant.
That's a great pass.
Absolutely fascinating.
Good defense by Trinity there. Fantastic work by them. And it's a penalty. They've earned the penalty. So fantastic defensive work by the Trinitians. And great play by St. Thomas's as well. They're looking fantastic with the ball in hand. And it's been a really thrilling half of rugby. We've got about 8 minutes left to go. Nothing in it. 10 points all. And I think the superior fitness of the Trinitians will kick in the second half. But I can tell you what. The St. Thomas's team is not going to go away without trying.
Well, the fitness is one thing that Trinity throughout the season have been banking on. Serge doing a lot with the boys, but nothing to choose between the two teams.
What you also have to remember though, Anup, is that St. Thomas's have been winning their games easily. They've been winning by 40 points every single game that they've played, so they're not as fatigued at this point of the season as Trinity are, because they've been playing some tough games. 34 all against Dhanmaraja, 18-11 against Science College. They had tough games against their other opponents as well, so it's going to be a little bit more in the tank for St. Thomas's at this stage of the season, so we might find them being a little bit fresher. So everything to play for, nothing that we can really predict with any sense of certainty, but I really hope St. Thomas's contest this line out.
Yeah, I think this is a good opportunity. This is a good attacking opportunity for St. Thomas's, but not contesting it the way I would have liked them to do. But Riddhi Maliadda gets rid
Taken
of
back.
it. Ratwat not getting a good boot on it. Numbers for St. Thomas's.
Looking for the fullback. He's been a great player.
Aluvihari knocks it forward.
It's not a deliberate knock-on, so referee says just advantage, knock-on advantage. As we see Talgakoda piling into that ruck. Again, waiting for the whistle, Anup. That's a little bit of inexperience by the Thomians. They saw the knock-on, but should have used it as an opportunity to counter-attack. There was plenty of space on the outside if they wanted it, but waiting for the referee's whistle instead.
You can only imagine as to how different the scoreline would have been if that inexperience wasn't to be part of the Thomian game, because they've had good opportunity. It's just that they've taken too long to employ those.
Nice tackle by Giragama on his opposite number. Might be a case to be made for no hands, but was definitely nothing malicious in that.
The one thing you'd expect from these two schools is proper discipline, a lot of mutual respect as we sit right at the top of the game, and it will be sad to see unwarranted passages of play and
there's
tackles.
Been absolutely no hint of that. Siala Kohn makes it available for Riddhi Maliadda. Karinder Ratwat shows and goes. That's what I meant, that he has to improve his running game, which he did there. Gains at least 5 meters for his team. Nice to see the forwards on the go forward.
That
good
ought
tackle.
to hurt.
Riddhi Maliadda, Aluvihara
Aluvihara has been good this game. Taken down finally by the number 5.
Reminds me very much of Pradeep Liyanage for Sri Lanka. Very explosive off that first step. Beats the first man every time, Aluvihara. They'll look to use him more often, I should think. St. Thomas is not winning the contact in this last couple of phases of play. Ratwatta
looking for Gunathilaka. Gunathilaka right behind it. Aye.
Referee plays advantage.
There's space on the outside if he wants to. Looking to step in.
This is he's lost it. That is a shocker.
Halik Wadud now. This is what we saw of him last season. Samarasekara. Vidimali Yadda with ball in hand. Places it well for who is going to step in. Rangala now. Finds space. Looking for support.
Oh, he was gone for all money there if he managed to find it.
Now. Good take there. Offload, not the cleanest, but good collection nonetheless.
No second line of defense for St. Thomas's. They've got numbers. Aluvihara drops it cold.
Like a hot potato.
Dear, oh dear. That was a great passage of play, Anup. I'm really happy that the referee is playing this sort of advantage. It's fantastic to see. And the two teams that really want to play. St. Thomas is there and not panicking. There was a knock-on on the try line by Gunathilaka. And the winger picked it up and decided he was going to go off with it. The fullback drew Tarindra Ratwatta and offloaded a beautiful pass to Devin Jayasinghe, who just couldn't hold it. If he managed to hold it, he was in under the post. But great passage of play from both teams.
It's good fast-paced rugby, as we expected it to be.
Indeed, but that's a shocking pass by the Thomian number 9 and puts his captain under a whole host of pressure.
Devin seems to be complaining about something, but the referee's having none of that.
Yeah, well, you can expect when he drops the ball like that he's going to find somebody else to blame. That's what fly halves are known for the world over. But I think the referee's got the right call there. It was just a bad pass, and Devin shouldn't blame himself. He should blame his scrum half. All that's needed is a little stare from the captain. Make sure it never happens again. Defense needed by St. Thomas's. Allah going off the back, and this is Ridhim Aliyadda almost in on his own. St. Thomas's have been vulnerable from this position.
I think it's been turned over.
Yes, it has.
Forward.
Knock forward, says the ref. St. Thomas is trying to counter-attack. There are two knock forwards there.
Cardinal sin. You can't afford to do that when you're just inches away from the line and when you're 10 all.
So good desperate defense by St. Thomas's once again. So good display of defense from both teams. We saw Trinity earning a penalty when they were really under the cosh on one end, and St. Thomas's managing to force a knock on here at this end. So it really has been a very even game.
Not to take anything away from St. Thomas's, but I think the scoreboard would rather have the Trinity shoulders dropping if it remains the same at half time.
Absolutely, Anup, you hit the nail on the head, because Trinity have played a lot of the rugby in this half. They've made the line breaks as well, just haven't been able to convert those into points. And as a result of that, they're going to feel a little bit more hard done by at the 10-all scoreline. And St. Thomas's are going to feel, look, we've got 40 minutes to play. We might be able to just pull this one out of the bag. That's a lot to say after suffering 70, 50 and 40-point defeats in the last few years against the same opposition.
And it's been the case throughout the season for this Trinity outfit. They've never been a first half team per se, and that's something that Nilufa and Neil will have to work on, and work on pretty well. And once again, there you go, Sakala Surya making an error that he's now well known for.
Yes, indeed, and that was despite the non-contest. There we go, no contest at all in the front of the line out. And pretty easy for the referee to spot. He's helped by his linesman there, of course. But it's a good scrum, an important scrum for St. Thomas's at this stage, because Trinity are a little demoralized. They couldn't score, and they've also given the ball away in the line out. So let's see what the number 8 does here. Good defense by Singal Aksana. But penalty conceded. So Devin Jayasinghe will look to end this half in the Trinity College territory, in the opposition territory. He won't want it to come back at any point.
Yeah, if he does manage to do that, that'll be adding salt to injury.
And sitting up here where we are, Anup, it looks very much like the wind is coming straight at us, which means that St. Thomas's will be playing with the wind in the second half. So it has a little bit of a cross breeze. So as you look at the field, it's going from the top of your screen, the top right hand of your screen, to the bottom left hand of your screen. That's pretty much the direction that the wind is blowing in. And St. Thomas's will be playing with this crosswind in the second half. That will give them at least about a 3 or 5 point advantage, I would think. And that means that Trinity should have been going into this half with at least a 7-point lead.
Exactly. You can only imagine what Devin's boot can do with the wind backing him.
Great work there by the number 12. He has been the outstanding player for me for the St. Thomas's team. The number 2 is trying a little bit too much. Needs to just put his head down and take the ball into contact. This is the fullback who has also been very good for St. Thomas's. Terrible pass. Terrible pass.
There was a try for all your money's worth.
I think he thought the linesman was also one of his own players. So watch it here. There's plenty of space for him. He beat the second row for pace.
It's a good, powerful pass as well.
Well, a little bit too powerful, Anup. I think he just needed to pop that one nicely. But there was offside in that phase of play. So the referees come back for the penalty. The breeze has died down ever so momentarily, and will we see Devin Jayasinghe whack this one over? He's had 1 miss and 2 good kicks today. And this is from straight out in front. Again, with his style of kicking, should be a little bit easier for him.
Yeah, right down his alley, this kick. And you have to give it to St. Thomas's. They figured out how to penetrate the Trinity defense.
Lives down the road on Park Road does Devin Jayasinghe. So this is his hometown club. And yes, you can see the crowd giving the thumbs up to that kick even before it went over. So St. Thomas's going to the lead, 13 points to 10. A surprising lead for the Thomians. They were expected not to have contested this game as well as they have done. So 13 points to 10 as we go into halftime from this Canon RS Saram Shield encounter at Havelock Park, live on www.TheScore.lk.